Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. And if this is your first video here, then just welcome. We're glad to have you guys here. We had a few people come over from old Dave Pearson over at the Fun in the Woods. And guys, we're glad to have you here on the channel. Today we've got something a little bit different or a little unique. We had a viewer request from multiple viewers the other day when we made our tomato sauce video. We showed our Italian tomato press, but we didn't really get into the details. And guys, we had a few people come on to the comment section, if you were reading down there, and they sure wanted to see that thing in action. I kind of pointed the camera at it, but I never really showed what it could do. So it's a unique press. We got it from a company online, and it came directly from Italy, and it does a really fantastic job. So you guys hang around till after the break. We'll show you how this contraption works. Alright guys, like I said, we're going to get in here, we're going to check out this Italian tomato press. Tina was really impressed with it. I got it for her for Christmas. We had burned up a couple of other tomato presses. If you've seen the amount of tomatoes that we bring in from the garden, you know we burnt through some cheap presses, and then for the last couple of years we had been using the press attachments on her KitchenAid stand mixer, and while that thing is geared for some heavy duty work, it's not geared for this level of work. As we bring tomatoes in by the bucket loads, I'd say our average picking is between 40 and 60 pounds. The last batch that we made in the tomato sauce video was 4 pickings, somewhere between 160 and probably 175 pounds of tomatoes, boiled down to a single pot, and man, it really turned out good. But it takes a lot of tomatoes to do what we do, and we need a machine that can handle that. So guys, we got a new tomato press. We'll explain to you where we got it. I'm not really going to get into the cost and stuff of it. One of those things between a husband and wife, I really don't care if it was cost effective. It's what Tina wanted. So you guys go look them up. Please don't complain about the price. It was a little pricey, but they are really good presses, and they will last a good long time. So like I said, not everything on a homestead is meant to be cost effective. Sometimes we just do stuff because that's the way we want it done, and this may be one of those cases. So don't poo-poo the video just because it's a little strange. But guys, I want to keep Tina happy, and I want to keep her around here, so we do what we got to do. So let's get into this footage, guys. We'll check out this tomato sauce, and then I got a little bit of bonus footage. We meant the video to be about the machine, but I'll show you how the sauce turned out at the end. So hang around, let's take a look at this footage. Alright guys, you saw us making tomato sauce the other day, but we didn't do a very good job of filming the tomato press in action. So we've gone back out to the tomato plants. They are still putting on tomatoes, so this is a picking we've done after we made our tomato sauce. And we're going to go ahead and process these tomatoes up, and then we're going to bring you out here in the kitchen. Say hi to everybody, T. We're going to dig the tomato press out of its box here. We're going to tell you all about it. Then we're going to get over here and get them cooked down, and we're going to make just a little bit of extra sauce for you guys. But we got these trays of tomatoes out here. There's the peppers from today, if you guys like bell peppers. And there's the cat that wants to say hello. But there's our bell pepper pick for today. Nice beautiful colors. Tina insists that we eat our colors. And we're getting ready. We did a spot check on the peanuts. Peanuts are looking good, so we're getting ready to harvest those too. Peanuts and sweet potatoes both coming out here pretty soon. But the project for this evening is to work our way through these 6 trays of tomatoes. One down there on the far end needs to ripen up a little bit, but we'll work our way through these. Got some cherry tomatoes, mostly Roma tomatoes. The Romas you see are all sauce tomatoes, but we're going to run these. We'll get them cut up, and we'll run them through the press. We'll show you how it works, and then we'll get you a better look at how it runs. Alright guys, just wanted to give you a look at our setup here. We're going to start getting these tomatoes diced up. Say hi everybody, T. But we'll go ahead and get them cut up. We're going to take any bad spots we see off of the outside, And then we'll make sure that each tomato is split open. We don't want to put any tomatoes through that we can't see the inside of them, because you just never know what's going on inside of a tomato. So, guys, we're going to go ahead. We'll get these tomatoes cut and diced, and we'll get them ready to go through the machine. Then we'll show you setting the machine up. I'll bring you back when we get a little bit closer to that. Alright guys, I want to jump back in here and address one other question that we got on our videos. And that was, a lot of people have seen the authentic Italian sauce videos online. There's an older gentleman and an older lady that both run their tomatoes through the machine a couple of times. But I wanted to tell you what they're going after. They are getting extra sauce, but what they're going after is the excess moisture in the tomato, and that's what they're making the sauce out of. But that machine there, we'll get it out here in a little bit. That machine there puts a real squeeze on them, and I'll show you that the scraps that come out of it are pretty dry. But another secret to it is starting with a tomato that's actually really dry inside. So I'm going to have Tina cut this tomato open for you, and we'll show you the inside, and maybe give it a squeeze or something. Guys, they're not full of juice. Yeah. These are a paste tomato. They're really dry on the inside. We don't really need to run them more than once. They've got moisture to them. I mean, I won't tell you they don't. You can see that they do. But they've got enough moisture to make it through the machine. But they're barely worth running them twice. And a lot of times what you squeeze out the second time is very, very watery. And it has a slightly bitter taste because the seeds have been squeezed twice. And we just don't prefer it. So we like to use good sauce tomatoes that are nice and dry. We'll run them through a high quality press. We'll run them just once, and that's just us. You guys are welcome to do it however you want, and you should do it with your press. If your scraps are too wet or something, run them back through. There's no sense throwing away good sauce. But I want to show you how we do it, and just kind of explain it why. I know a couple of people commented that we only ran ours once, but that's the reason why. Alright guys, we got our 6 trays of tomatoes cut down now. That took a little bit. Tina and I were both hacking on them. But we got them cut down. We got them in 4 big pans here. And guys, if you watched the sauce video the other day, the sauce video was about 4 times this amount of tomatoes. This is just 1 picking. The other one were 4 good pickings. So these are kind of the scraps left over at the end of the season. We still got some more out there, but this will be about the last of the really good pickings. But we're going to go ahead and break these down, show you how this tomato press works, and we'll come right back. And I guess the first thing we'll do is show you how to put it together. All right, guys, you're going to hear some clanking and clamoring around. But what we've got is our 2 roasting pans here. We've got one bigger one and one smaller one. But what will happen is the press will end up on top of the smaller one. And that gives it enough height to press into the larger one. And then we'll take the larger one, we can go over to the stove with it, and we'll put it there in the water bath canner. We're going to fill that water bath canner up with sauce. But we'll transport it using this one here. We'll show you this machine here getting set up. Alright Tina, what kind of press is this thing? Let's see if we can show everybody.
Tre Spades.
It is a Tre Spade. Simple. I'm not even going to try that. You guys can just look at it.
Tomatenpresse.
Tomatenpresse. That's German for tomato presser. But this is actually an Italian tomato presser. It's Tre Spade, and we got it. Tell us the name of the company.
Hammacher Schlemmer.
Hammacher Schlemmer. Alright guys. That's the name of it though. Let's see if it has anything else about it on there. It has it in every language. Guys, I'm kind of at a loss here. Let's see, the engine might it is 120 volts, 300 watts, 3 amps, and that's all it says. Let me give you a look at the screen there. Screen there. You can screenshot it there. There's a look at the connection. It has a metal spindle. Let's see. metal spindle like you would see on a PTO of a tractor, but it has a nylon receiver. So the machine is protected. That nylon receiver can tear out before it ruins the machine. So then we'll go ahead, we'll plug I'm going to put this together. I don't think Tina's put this one together yet before. So I'll put it together. We'll see if we can get Tina to hold the camera for us. Alright guys, we're going to go ahead and get this put together. We're going to put the spindle out the back. That way the spindle can engage the machine. And you'll see that nylon there. That'll keep it watertight. But we'll just put the giant screw on it. Put the screen on top of the screw. It's a real heavy duty, it's a stainless steel screen. And if I can do this without messing it up too bad, it just, there you go, locks into place. But, turn it over. Run it into the machine there. Hold it in place and screw it tight. There we go. This is the out tray. Put the wires over the out tray. Everything's going to go wrong if it can go wrong. Wires over the out tray and they lock into themselves. That keeps the out tray in place. We can raise it to get the pan in and out, lower it to dump, and we keep it pretty low like that. We may have to put a cookie sheet or something behind here. Sometimes this will spurt and spray, but if you see something leaned up against her, that's why it's leaned up against her. But next step is we just put the big funnel on top. It has a really deep throat, really wide throat. It can handle quite a bit. And we'll get off here, we'll get some tomatoes set up, and we'll show you this thing running. Alright guys, this is what you wanted to see. We're gonna throw the camera up here on the tripod. I'm gonna zoom it in a little bit so you can see it running. But I'm gonna cut the volume off. That's part of why we didn't include it in the first one, is we just didn't want to put a bunch of machine noise in the video. But I'm just gonna make a separate clip. We're gonna cut this thing on, and we're gonna let it do its thing. We're gonna let you guys watch, and we'll just set it to some music. So hang on, listen to the music, enjoy the machine. Alright guys, what we did was we ran through just part of a bowl, but I'll bring it back in here. I want to show you those are pretty good and dry. They could possibly be run again, but like I said, I don't like to second press the seeds. We're getting good looking sauce. It's nice and thick coming off the ramp there. But we have, what you do with this one is you, with the fresh tomatoes, we only push the tomatoes down the throat when the end gets stuck with the skins and seeds. And we only push hard enough to get it moving again. You don't want to plug that screen there. So you just push you don't want to just keep pushing to hurry things along. You only push enough to get those skins and stuff moving again when they stop coming out the end, because they're really, really dry and they're really, really pressed good. So as soon as you get them going again, you stop pressing and let it work on its own. So we're going to keep pressing this down. We'll move it over here to the pan, and we'll go ahead and work our way through these pans of tomatoes here. Then we'll bring you back and show you how much we got. Alright guys, we're getting ready to empty this pan. Tina will show you the little trick with a, go ahead and shut it off. We're getting ready to open this pan, and she'll show you that trick with the ramp. She's been scraping it out, but now she can tip it back. That gives her enough time to get over to the stove. We'll dump one pan. And that will be the beginnings of tonight's sauce. We're still not through the big pan, but we got some other pans to go yet. So we're probably looking at 5 or 6 dumps. So we'll get through those. We'll bring you guys back and show you what we ended up with. Alright guys, we're all done. Breaking stuff down. Getting stuff cleaned up. The machine broke down, rinsed off over here in the sink. The body of it there. But, yeah, oh wait, show us the slippers. They're not the alligator slippers today. Today we have lions.
Roar.
Roar. Alright guys, we got us a big old water canner full of sauce. We're going to get that spiced up and boiled down. We'll get it through the canner. But you guys have already seen us can sauce, so this video was about using the machine. And hopefully if you have any more questions about using the machine, just leave them down in the comments. I'll be right back to talk to you, but we're going to go ahead and probably call this a wrap. Alright guys, we're going to jump back in here one last time. It's a few hours later guys, but we wanted to show you the final product. I'm sure somebody would ask how it turned out in the end. But we ended up with, let's see, we got 18 pints. And then we got about 1.75 pints that wouldn't fit in the canner. We can only run 18 at a time. I didn't see running a second load, so we got about 1.75 pints of good sauce there. We'll use that to make something for dinner tonight. I think Tina mentioned chicken cacciatore. So, guys, that's what we ended up with. It's some good looking sauce. But this one was about the machine, so we got out here and just thought I'd give you one last little bit of bonus footage here, and we'll get out here and talk to you real quick. Alright guys, that's about going to wrap it up. We appreciate you hanging around to the end of the video here. Guys, we're real happy with the tomato sauce, and we hope you learned a little something about the press. It is always good to see a machine in action. We had only left the press out of the other video, mainly because of the machine noise. I hadn't thought to do what we're going to do here, which was drop the machine noise out and just add a little music. But we hope you enjoyed seeing that thing in action. It is a heavy-duty press. It went right through it. A lot of times with the other presses, we had to stop and unclog them and take them all apart and rinse them out. We never had to open that one up or clean it, and we ran those 4 big pans through there and ended up with I believe 18, 19, a little over 19 pints of sauce. So that's a lot of pressing for a press to do, but that's a heavy enough engine. The engine never even got warm, so it can handle a whole lot more than we put through it, and that's exactly what we were looking for. So guys, if you like stuff like this, please hang around and give the video a thumbs up. Maybe leave us a comment down below. If you're new here, you ought to know that I try to get to all the comments. So if you have a question about anything you see in our videos or anything you see us doing, just please ask. I type really fast, and I'm kind of an insomniac, so I'm up at night and I will answer your questions. If I can't get to all the comments, I will at least sort through them and get the questions. So but to date, we have almost 20,000 subscribers. I don't believe I've missed a question yet. So we keep after it. We were really proud of being interactive with our viewers. We're glad to have you guys here. But if you haven't subscribed to the channel, we hope you'll subscribe. Down next to the subscribe button is a bell. You ring that bell, YouTube will send you notifications whenever we release a new video. Guys, that's a great way to keep up with the channel. But we're really glad to have you guys here. The sauce turned out great. The machine works great. But we're going to get moving on with this video. I've been up since about 5:30 this morning finishing up that canning. Tina and I diced the tomatoes together, and she spent a good while yesterday evening cooking them down. But I handled the canning last night when the hour got late, and it's been a long night. So I'm going to get some rest. You guys, I hope, enjoyed the video. We'll catch you in the next one.